Stop right now and listen closely, because what you are about to hear could completely change the way you look at the loose change sitting in your pocket or forgotten inside an old drawer. Imagine this scenario: you are holding an ordinary-looking, small silver-colored coin, scratched, worn, used, nothing flashy, nothing special at first glance. Yet hidden inside that tiny circle of metal could be a value so shocking that most people would not be. Leave it until it is too late. Today on Coin Value Guide, we are diving deep into one of the most mysterious and talked about modern-era coins ever whispered about among elite collectors, the 1975 Roosevelt One Dime Coin. A coin millions of Americans have seen, spent, and ignored. Yet a very specific used condition version of this coin has been rumored, documented, and hunted with near obsession, with whispers of values climbing as high as $12 million. And before you dismiss that number as impossible, I want you to stay with me until the very end, because step by step we are going to uncover why this coin matters, what makes it different, how to identify it even in used condition, and most importantly, how and where to sell it safely if you are one of the lucky few. And right now, as suspense builds, I want you to gently tap that like button, because every like helps this video reach another collector who might unknowingly be sitting on a hidden fortune. Now let us begin the story. The 1975 Roosevelt One Dime Coin was minted during a time of economic uncertainty in the United States. Inflation was rising, trust in paper money was shaky, and everyday Americans relied heavily on coins for daily transactions. The Roosevelt dime itself was introduced in 1946 to honor President Franklin D. Roosevelt, a leader deeply connected to the March of Dimes campaign, making this coin symbolic long before collectors assigned it massive value. But the year 1975 is where the real intrigue begins. Most dimes from this year were struck in copper-nickel-clad composition and circulated heavily, which is why finding a used one today is extremely common. However, what collectors discovered decades later sent shockwaves through the numismatic world. A very small number of 1975 Roosevelt dimes were produced with extraordinary anomalies and transitional characteristics that were never meant to leave the mint. And that is where the suspense thickens, because not all valuable coins look perfect. Some of the most expensive coins in history were found worn, scratched, and used, and this is exactly why so many people unknowingly spend them. Now imagine holding a used 1975 Roosevelt dime and thinking nothing of it, yet its diameter of approximately 17.9 millimeters. Its thickness of about 1.35 millimeters, and its weight around 2.68 grams quietly match the physical standards that collectors analyze under magnification and precision scales. And here is the cliffhanger moment most people miss. Within that standard size and weight, there can exist microscopic details that separate a common dime from a multi-million-dollar treasure. Details such as missing mint marks where one should exist, experimental plankett compositions, off-metal strikes, or proof dies accidentally released into circulation. And when these rare combinations appear together, even in used condition, the value skyrockets. Now let me ask you something, and leave it hanging for a moment. What if the coin you dismissed as damaged was actually damaged by history itself, a mistake frozen in time? Keep that thought, because we are about to go deeper. Collectors have identified that certain 1975 Roosevelt dimes struck without an expected mint mark or struck on an experimental silver-based plankett intended for testing purposes became legendary. Only a handful are known to exist, and they are fiercely protected by private collectors and museums, and when one surfaces at auction, the bidding becomes silent, intense, and explosive, driving values upward into the millions, with some private sale estimates reaching the jaw-dropping figure of $12 million for a verified used example. And yes, used condition does not destroy the value here. In fact, it proves authenticity because it shows the coin lived among everyday Americans, unnoticed. Now pause for a second, and if this is blowing your mind, type the word dime in the comments, because I want to see how many of you are still with me on this journey. Now let us talk about condition, because many people think only shiny coins matter. But for this specific 1975 Roosevelt dime condition is about originality, not perfection. A used condition coin with natural wear, smooth edges from circulation, and honest surface aging can actually be more desirable than a cleaned or altered coin. Cleaning a coin can instantly destroy its value, and this is a critical moment, so listen carefully. If you think you might have one of these coins, do not clean it, do not polish it, do not attempt to improve it. Leave it exactly as it is, because collectors and grading services look for untouched surfaces. Now another suspenseful layer unfolds: authentication. Before any serious buyer even considers a multi-million-dollar purchase, the coin must be authenticated and graded by top-tier services such as PCGS or NGC. These organizations examine the metal composition, strike characteristics, weight tolerance, and historical mint records to confirm legitimacy. And when a used 1975 Roosevelt dime passes that process, the market reacts instantly. Private collectors step forward, auction houses prepare discreet listings, and suddenly a coin that once bought a cup of coffee is being discussed in boardrooms and vaults. Now let us talk about where to sell, because this is where many people make costly mistakes. Selling a potentially $12 million coin on a casual marketplace is risky and dangerous. The right selling places are established auction houses like Heritage Auctions or Stack's Bowers Galleries. These firms specialize in ultra-rare United States coins and have access to elite buyers worldwide. Another option is working through certified dealers connected to PCGS or NGC who can broker private sales, and for those testing the waters, eBay can be used only after professional authentication and only with extreme caution. But remember, serious buyers of coins at this level do not shop casually. They seek trust, documentation, and provenance. And now here comes another cliffhanger moment: taxes and legal considerations. Large coin sales may involve reporting requirements depending on your location and sales structure, which is why working with professional auction houses protects you legally and financially. Now, as we approach the final stretch of this story, I want you to subscribe to Coin Value Guide if you have not already, because this channel exists to uncover stories exactly like this, stories hiding in plain sight, stories that turn ordinary objects into extraordinary opportunities. And here is the final revelation: the 1975 Roosevelt One Dime Coin is not valuable because of hype. It is valuable because of rarity, mistakes, history, and human oversight, a perfect storm that created a legend. And somewhere out there, right now, a used dime sits quietly waiting to be rediscovered. Maybe in a jar, maybe in a wallet, maybe in your home. And if this video helped you see coins differently, share it with another collector or family member, because knowledge shared is opportunity multiplied. And if you truly appreciated this deep dive and want to support the channel, consider sending a super thanks, because it helps us continue researching and revealing rare coin value breakdowns like this one. Stay subscribed, stay curious, and stay ready, because the next rare coin story could be sitting right in your hands, waiting for you to notice it.